Good day, viewers. It's Noel's Garden Tractors and Firewood here. Today is a lesson for me on plow points. Plow points go on a sod turning plow, and points wear out. And I know this, and I should have known better when I was plowing this past weekend at the Dundas Plow Match Fair. I had an awful lot of trouble trying to keep the plow from going too deep or coming up shallow, or even coming right out of the ground and just dragging across the top on the sod. And I had an awful job trying to do that, to get the furrows the right depth and keep it there. And my problem is that I know this, and I should have known what was wrong, but no. I just kept plowing and kept fooling with the hydraulics and scratching my head wondering what was going on. Anyway, at the end of it all, I figured it out. And again, I might have said this before, but it's happened to me before when I first started plowing and I didn't know anything about plowing. And the points were worn out the first year I plowed. So with a little bit of asking and questions to people and searching and whatever, I realized that the points were wore out. And the way they wear is they will try and push themselves up out of the ground. So the second year I plowed, I put brand new points on, and I came in second. I never ever plowed before. That was only the second time in plow match stuff that I plowed. So anyway, I learned the lesson that time, but I didn't learn it well enough, I guess. So I'm going to try and teach myself again today. And if this helps anybody, that would be just great. Now these points are for a Massey Ferguson plow. Different manufactured plows would probably have different points and different ways of attaching them and different metals and that sort of thing. But these are for a Massey Ferguson plow that was back in the 50s and 60s or so, in around that era. So just hang on a second now, and I'll flip you around and let you have a look at them. All right, here we are. These are the two that were on the plow. These are two that are brand new that I took with me to the plow match just in case I broke a point. Never thinking about them being wore out. And I'll show you the plow that they're on. That's the plow that they're on. So they just bolt on to the front there. Like you say, other types of plows could have a different system for bolting them on, and it may be all part of the whole mold board. Anyway, people fix them by welding things onto them and stuff, and that's the thing to do, because sometimes that stuff is expensive. Or not sometimes, it is expensive. Anyway, so here's a little better look at these. I'm kind of in the sun here and I can't see what I'm doing, so let's take a look at the front of that. And the front of that, new one. Both of those are new. These are the old ones. All right, so now I turned them upside down and you can kind of see the bottom there. They're worn away all around there. Even this section here is narrower than the new ones. And some of the point out here is wore out, so that means then you're not cutting as wide as you should be. Well, you can see the difference here in how wide across there. And this is about a ½ inch wider from here to here as compared to the old one, in the same spot here to that point. And you can actually see this line here. This is how far back they're worn. See the line? It ends there. Look at the line on this one. It goes all the way along there. So this is wore back, wore off here, I should say, and getting into this section here. So it's probably wore back a quarter of an inch here. Alright, I know this isn't a very good video, but anyway. Now I'm going to set them like this. Get the right, yeah, you can see it on this one here. See how the front part here has got a little air gap right where my finger is. So underneath there is what they call the suck. So the idea, the way this works, from what I was told, is when that's going along, it's trying to keep itself down by sucking into the ground because there's no air there, I guess. Anyway, so this one you can kind of see the way it's shaped. Now look at these old ones. See how the point is. I can't see because of the sun, but anyway, you can see the point is pointed up. And the same on that one. So as the plow is going along, it's trying to go down because of the top side of the point, and the bottom side is trying to push it up. So it doesn't know which way to go. And depending on how your tractor works with the hydraulics, and depending on the ground, it just can't stay at a certain level. It's trying to do two things at once and it can't do it right. So I'll see if we can get a better measurement here. I tried measuring before, but didn't seem to work very well. Right from the point to the back of the plow, or the back of the point is 10 inches there on that one. and this one's 9.5. So these are wore off by 1/2 inch compared to the new one. And the width, is 7 5/8, let's say. This one is 8 inches and 1/8 about. So there's about a 1/2 inch difference there in width, and a 1/2 inch difference in length. And from here to the corner is 7 1/4, and this one is 7 1/2 going across that way. Yep. Anyway, there you are. If any of you are into plowing and you're having trouble, look at those points, because that is more than likely trouble. And because they're doing that, and there's also the other problem with them not cutting as wide as they could, so that can play a little part in plowing matches. It doesn't really make any difference just plowing the field. It's just plowing matches, it makes a difference. So what I'm going to do, a buddy of mine I think is going to send me some points that go on a different make of plow that are only small, and he cuts them in half and uses each half on one for each of those 2 points. So what he does is he cuts them off about there and welds on the new point. Anyway, I don't know what else to say about them. They're not cheap, those things. The last time I bought these, which was a number of years ago, they were $55 a piece Canadian. So hard to say what they are today, and if you could even get them. I think the height is off a bit too, but look at that. 3 inches. Yeah, even the height is off by 1/4 inch. Anyway, they're just cast iron, so they're not going to last. Like if you put them on new today and went plowing for 8 hours in the ground that we have here, those new ones would look like that by the end of the day, because those only get a couple hours a year of plowing on them. I only go to a plow match once a year, and that's how much they've worn out in like 3 or 4 years, I guess. And I looked at them the other day. Of course, I didn't look at the bottom. I just looked at the top edge here, and I thought, oh boy, they look pretty good yet. They seem like they're still square here, so I thought that they were all right. Anyway, there's our plowing lesson for today. From somebody who doesn't know how to plow. Oh dear. Well, it's a nice sunny day here today. The sky is blue, blue, blue. 22 degrees Celsius, I guess 70 to 71 Fahrenheit. And my grass needs cutting. And my grass cutting tractor in there just to the right that's drove in is broken. So I gotta fix that. So I guess I better stop talking about plow points. I don't know a great deal about. But if you're interested in that kind of thing, look it up on the internet. There's lots of information on plow points. All right, so thanks for watching, and thanks for listening to my foolishness about plow points. And hopefully you all have a nice day.